Well, welcome to another episode of Coronacation. This is Naomi White in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm joined here today by Katherine Drew, who lives on the Gold Coast in Queensland. Kath, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Naomi. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Thanks for joining me. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I moved over to Australia from England with my husband. It was just myself and him, and no family or connections. And we've been out here now 13 years. We've got two young children. Yes, two young children, 3 and 5. I've lived on the Gold Coast the whole time we've been here. We went round backpacking originally. I'm a leader in human resources, and I've been doing that since I left university. And I'm really passionate about leadership and dynamic teams and bringing people together to really create something special. My social life, I love a bit of gardening, real home love, a bit of homestay, love gardening, love getting creative with the kids, love making some jewellery, love playing with the kids and debriefing with friends. Who doesn't like that, right?
Well, you'll have plenty of time for all that right about now.
Absolutely.
So I'm really interested to hear, how has this coronavirus situation impacted you personally?
Yeah, sure. So I think at first it was kind of slow moving, and I think the first sort of signs we saw was my son's soccer, or football as we call it in England, classes that got stopped, the football training stopped. Then my daughter's gymnastics classes, just a little bit of fun for her and a bit of socialising. At 3.5, you don't do much skill work there really. And then the next move was really working from home. So I've always tried to work from home 1 day a week to do some planning, to do a bit of strategy work. And then I was faced with my husband working from home with me as well. So that was an interesting. My husband's a very loud personality, a very big personality, and when he's talking, you can hear him over at the next neighbourhood. So to be in a confined space with him, working presented some challenges, but the advantage is where I kept getting cups of tea made for me, because I think he realised how annoying he was. So that was kind of the first transition. And the other challenge with that was leading the team online. So that was the next challenge. And I had some that were still in the workplace, and I had some that were actually working from home. So that was the next challenge, is really getting some sort of efficient ways of working online, using Teams with Microsoft, and again, so really educating ourselves and using technology better as well. Which did present some challenges, and there was one instance where we actually did forget one of our team members. Sorry, we thought they were online, and they actually weren't, and so I had to debrief them at the end. So a few little hiccups along the way, but at the end of the day, we worked through that, and we ended up getting a bit of the rhythm happening, which is the key, really. And then from there, I was made redundant last week, so that was probably the biggest shock. Especially being in human resources, where you're there and you're trying to lead, and you're wanting to be a part, because this is crazy times, are really feeling stressed and a lot anxious. So wanting to help and work through that. But I think at the same time, the blessing that has given me is to spend quality time with my children, although I have good days and bad days, don't get me wrong. But it has given has given me an opportunity to spend some quality time with them as well. So
yeah, well, I'm pretty certain you won't be out of work very long, because I know you're amazing at what you do. But yeah, seeing the blessings in this situation, sorry to hear that you lost your role. It's a tough time. It's happening to a lot of people in Australia right now, isn't it? And around the world.
It is, and I always think, there's plenty of people out there in a worse situation than me. I consider myself quite lucky. My husband's still working. I have 2 beautiful children, and I think it's important just to focus on the positive things that you've got going on in your life. So
yeah, absolutely, so true. So what advice and strategies or perspectives have you got that may help other women around the world right now?
I think being kind to yourself, whether that whether you're single, you have children, or whether you have a husband, or whatever your situation may be, I think it's really important to be kind to yourself firstly, and looking after your own mental health. Making sure that, for example, for me, how I'm doing that is, if my kids are watching telly, or they've not had 5 pieces of fruit and veg, and they've eaten baked beans, or they haven't done any exercise that day, it's okay. And reminding yourself it's okay. These are unprecedented times, and you just need to be mindful that don't put too much pressure on yourself. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to work through this the best we can. This is unknown, but there's no handbook for this.
Yeah.
The other thing is being kind to others. And when I say kind, I mean, you know, checking in, it might be checking in your neighbours. I mean, I know there's social distancing, but there's things to do, like you could write your phone number on there. Because I think if everyone checked in on their neighbour, especially people who live on their own, then you know that everyone does have a connection. Because keeping connected in this time, whether that's, you know, through social media or whether that's just a phone call, it's so important. The one thing that I found we were already doing, because all our family is in England, being in Australia, the other side of the world, we've always used FaceTime and Skype to connect with our family anyway. But one of the things is, it's interesting that you're even more connected now, because we've actually set up like a WhatsApp group. So really making all different age groups as well to join in. I've got my mum and dad's who are very elderly, joining in a WhatsApp group, and there's all this chat and they're sharing videos and photos right through to the young generations who are joining in on that chat. And we would never have been able to do that prior to this scenario. So it's quite interesting how, I mean, I love connecting people anyway, but I think that's really, really important. So don't hibernate in your house and feel really isolated. I think now is the time to pick up that phone, get on FaceTime, check. Now, if you're not used to technology, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone or asking someone to help you how to do it, that's the key. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's all about connection at the end of the day, in this period.
All about connection.
Forcing on us, isn't it? So that's fantastic advice, Kath. Thank you so much for your time. It's been great talking to you. And
thank you.
Have an amazing day and an amazing
you too.
coronavirus period, however long it lasts. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Naomi. See ya.